moonlight and starlight. The lake stretched before them like black glass, reflecting stars that seemed close enough to touch. Kova had surprised her after dinner, leading her away from the compound with mysterious purpose that made her follow, despite her questions.
You realize I can't actually see in the dark?
Lonnie reminded him as he guided her down the barely visible path, his hand warm around hers. You can see electromagnetic fields. You navigate ocean trenches where light has never existed. His thumb traced circles on her palm, each touch sending sparks up her arm.
That's different. That's.
She stopped as they emerged from the trees. He transformed the small beach. Lanterns hung from branches, casting golden light that danced across the water. A blanket spread on the sand, weighted with smooth stones. A basket that smelled of chocolate and fruit. But most striking were the flowers. Hundreds of plumeria blossoms floating on the lake's surface, their white petals glowing in the moonlight.
When did you do this?
While you were terrorizing Cooper with your electromagnetic field disruptions. He pulled her toward the blanket, and she noticed he'd changed clothes, dark jeans that fit perfectly, a shirt that made his silver eyes more striking. I wanted to give you something normal, one evening where we're just us, not avatars or vessels or bridges between worlds.
We're never just us.
But she settled onto the blanket, touched by the gesture.
We're walking mythology.
Then tonight, we're mythology on a date. He produced a bottle from the basket. Sparkling cider, she noted with amusement, since alcohol doesn't affect either of us anyway.
Such a romantic. Silver light, healing hands, and now flowers on water.
She accepted the glass he offered, their fingers brushing with deliberate slowness.
If the pack could see their fearsome alpha now.
They'd say it's about time. He stretched out beside her, close enough that she felt his body heat, but not quite touching. The restraint made her hyper aware of every inch of space between them. Finn's been lecturing me about proper courtship for weeks.
Courtship? We're mated. I'm carrying your cubs. That ship hasn't just sailed, it's circumnavigated the globe.
Maybe I want to court you anyway. His voice dropped to that frequency that made her stomach flutter. Maybe I want to do all the things we skipped when we went straight from meeting to mating. She turned to study his profile in the lantern light. The harsh angles of his face had softened slightly, though she could see where the dire wolf changes were beginning. Sharper cheekbones, eyes that caught light differently.
Like what?
Like learning your middle name.
I don't have one. Hard to fill out birth certificates when you're born from sea foam and volcanic rage.
Like discovering your favorite color.
The color of your eyes when you're about to.
She caught herself, heat rising in her cheeks.
Blue. Deep ocean blue.
His grin was wicked. I was going to say, lose control, but your mind went somewhere else entirely.
My mind stays there. These pregnancy hormones are going to kill me.
She took a sip of cider to cool the heat building low in her belly.
What about you? What devastating secrets does Kova Blackwood hide?
I'm afraid of butterflies. She nearly choked on her drink. What? Their wings, the way they move, completely irrational, but they terrify me. He was laughing now, the sound rich and warm. A 5-year-old me tried to heal one with a broken wing. It flew directly at my face. I screamed so loud I shattered windows.
The mighty Alpha, defeater of challenges, terror of the supernatural world, afraid of butterflies.
Don't tell Finn. He'll fill my office with them. They fell into comfortable silence, watching stars reflect on water. His hand found hers, fingers interlacing with careful deliberation. She could feel his pulse through the touch, faster than normal, betraying the calm he projected.
Why tonight?
she asked finally.
Why this gesture now, when everything's about to change?
Because everything's about to change. He turned onto his side, facing her fully. In 6 weeks, we'll be parents. The dire wolf will be fully surfaced. You'll be more goddess than human. I wanted one night where we could just be 20 somethings badly attempting romance.
Badly attempting?
She shifted to mirror his position, their faces inches apart.
The flowers are beautiful. The setting is perfect. You even remembered I can't get drunk, but enjoy the ritual anyway.
But I forgot cups for the fruit, and now my hands smell like strawberry. He held up fingers stained pink with juice. She caught his wrist without thinking, bringing his hand closer. The scent of strawberry mixed with his natural pine and silver smell in a way that made her mouth water.
I don't mind.
The air between them crackled, literal sparks jumping from her skin to his. His pupils dilated, and she watched him forcibly relax, pulling his hand back with gentle firmness. No, he said softly. Tonight we're just talking.
Just talking.
She echoed, though her body screamed for more.
About what?
Everything. Nothing. He reached into the basket again, producing chocolate covered strawberries that made her laugh. Tell me about the first time you realized you weren't human.
I was 7, lost a tooth. Instead of growing one replacement, I grew 3 rows.
She accepted a strawberry, biting into it with deliberate slowness that made his breathing change.
Mom freaked. Dad tried to file them down. They grew back overnight.
That must have been terrifying.
It was liberating, finally understanding why I never fit, why the ocean called to me like a parent.
She licked chocolate from her fingers, noted how his eyes tracked the movement.
What about you? When did you know you were different?
Birth, probably. But consciously, the facility. 3 years old, watching silver light pour from my hands while scientists took notes. His voice carried no bitterness, just fact. I thought everyone could heal, thought pain was just something you took from others and processed into light.
That's heartbreaking.
That's perspective. I didn't know it was unusual until after rescue. He shifted closer, still not touching, but close enough that she felt the heat radiating from his body. Tell me something that makes you laugh.
Penguins. Everything about penguins. They're so serious, but so ridiculous.
Tell me something that makes you cry.
Those commercials with the shelter dogs.
She groaned at his delighted expression.
Don't you dare tell anyone. I have a reputation.
Your secret's safe. His hand found her face, thumb tracing her cheekbone with reverence that made her chest tight. Tell me something you want.
You.
The word escaped before she could stop it.
Always. Constantly. Desperately.
Besides that, but his voice had roughened, fingers trembling against her skin.
I want our cubs to know peace. I want them to grow up without facilities or experiments or ancient things hunting them.
She leaned into his touch.
I want impossible things.
We are impossible things. He moved closer, their bodies almost touching, the space between them charged with potential. We shouldn't exist, but we do.
You said no metaphysics talk tonight.
Right. Sorry. His thumb moved to her lips, tracing their shape with maddening gentleness. Tell me what you dream about.
Swimming through stars, flying through ocean. You, always you, in every dream even before we met.
She caught his thumb between her teeth, not biting, just holding.
Tell me what you dream about.
This. Quiet moments that aren't stolen between crises. Time to learn the shape of your thoughts, not just your body. He pulled his hand back, but only to trace patterns on her arm that made goosebumps rise. Tell me your favorite memory.
It hasn't happened yet.
At his questioning look, she smiled.
The day our cubs are born, when I see your face seeing them for the first time.
That's cheating.
That's optimism.
She traced her own patterns on his chest, feeling his heartbeat accelerate under her touch.
Your turn.
The first time you laughed, really laughed, not the sharp one you use as weapon, but the bright one that makes your whole face light up. His hand covered hers, pressing it flat against his heart. You looked young suddenly, happy. They lay there as the moon traced its path overhead, talking about everything and nothing, hands finding excuses to touch in ways that built rather than released tension. When the lanterns began to dim, he pulled her against him, her back to his chest, his arms around her waist where their cubs grew.
Thank you.
She whispered,
For this. For normal.
"We'll never be normal." His breath stirred her hair, "but we can be us."